everything is working good. Hi, guys. What is up? Always gotta check, 'cause I'm always worried it's never gonna be working. We are back with another art stream. I am getting my last couple of texts done today. There's 3 I want to do. I don't know if we'll get through all 3 of them on stream because I'm like circling with like no game plan. I'm not sure if we're gonna get through all 3 of them on stream today, mostly because of like one of the characters I want to draw is a little detailed, but don't worry about it. But yeah, we're gonna draw these guys today. Oh, I should not have that up, or that. That's those are some surprise tools that will help us way later. I was spending my morning working on comic pages because I am trying to fix that. I am trying so hard to fix that. JJ, what are you doing? Hold on, wait, I gotta get a picture of this, guys. My dog is being very cute right now, and she needs photos taken. Oh, that's adorable. I gotta send that to my mom. I'll probably be ending the stream around the time that she would get home. So we get 2 good hours out of this. Anyway, what I was saying, yeah, I was working on comic stuff earlier today. I have a, I officially have finished drawing Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is completely done, guys, which means we are now on what I've been calling, the better part of the story. Okay, I don't want to say better, because I'm very happy with how the first 3 chapters of In Harmony came out. But like, everything I really want to draw for this comic is everything that happens after the first 3 chapters of my webcomic. And we're finally here. It took over 100 pages, but we're here, and I'm so excited for me. Because that means I can draw the stuff I want to draw. Which is, stuff you don't need to worry about quite yet. Because, yeah. I think there's publicly... I think you guys still have 3 more, like including this week's update, you have 3 more updates before you get the end of like chapter 3. But I think the patrons just got the second to last chapter, second to last update for chapter 3. Oh god, could you imagine if this was if I was just posted the second to last chapter of In Harmony? That'd be insane. Yeah, I just went and checked. It's the, it is the second to last update for chapter 3. The last one will be posted for patrons. That will be posted on Sunday, and then you guys will have to wait another 2 weeks before you get the rest of chapter 3. But, yeah. I hope you guys are a little excited, because I think the next update's gonna be a fun one. And that's all you get. Now, as for chapter 4, that one's starting in September. I was originally gonna have it start at like the end of August, but then I was like, I need a little bit more of a like break than what I'm giving myself to like catch up with my workload, because like I've been in a bit of a tizzy since school ended. I don't know if I've talked about this on stream, but when, like, near the end of my semester for school, I had to, like, gradually start, like, not working on things that I could not be working on because I was too busy with schoolwork. The music is so loud in my ear. Hold on. Okay. There you go. I turned it down a little bit. Anyway, so the, I had to stop working on some stuff for a hot minute. Like, at first it was not quite somewhere else. I was like, this is gonna go on hiatus until I could justify putting more time into it. Why is he skinny? He's not skinny, though. In the drawing, he is not skinny. Do this body over and draw him better. Anyway, so I had to like cut some stuff out, so I was like looking at my thing and I was like, okay, well I do want to keep my video stuff consistent because I've been consistent with that since I like finally got off my ass to like go and actually make videos for YouTube. And then I had went and was like, I was like, okay, well, I want to stay on that. I stopped Not Quite Somewhere Else for now, and I could instead focus on like school stuff, and that should be fine. And that worked for a while. And then like my last like month of school, I had my senior film, I had my game class, I had like a bunch of shit going on, and I was like, I do not have time to be working on so much personal stuff. I need to cut down a little bit more, at least until like the project stuff is done. And like that ended up being Not Quite Somewhere Else. Not Quite Somewhere Else was already on pause. I meant that ended up being In Harmony because I was like, well, I could justify doing this because that's what my buffer is for. So like I have a big old buffer. I am like, why am I still shouting over the music? Jesus, it's so loud in my ears. Anyway. I went to completely forgot what I was going on a tangent about. What was that? Oh man, I'm getting messages from people in Discord. That's lovely. Okay. But I had went and I had it cut off because I was like, my justification for that was, okay, well, I could spend like a couple weeks focusing just on schoolwork and not focusing on In Harmony. And then I would be able to like go back and, you know, finish that stuff when I needed to be able to. Once I could do it, I could like easily catch up to it. And, you know, I had like a couple weeks there. And like I still have like a good decent sized buffer, but it's not like where I'm like it's not like a comfortable buffer. It's kind of like if I have to take a break for like a week or two, I can do that, but I can't really do much more than that. So I was like thinking about it and I was like, okay, instead of aiming for like a public, let's get back to chapter 4 release date, we're gonna have it so Patreon will get back at the end of August and everybody else will get back mid-September. And like that works for me, and I think I can get myself back on it. I finished one page today. I didn't really get to do a page last week, so I have to get my third page done. But now that like I'll have like a couple extra weeks to be able to just like work on stuff, I'm hoping that maybe I can like go and spend the time. He's not looking really chibi right now. Let me just shrink his body a bit. Get a little wider. Just a little bit. And then also squish him up a little bit more. There we go. Perfect. Okay. But I was like looking at my buffer and I was like, I think I can get back on my buffer pretty soon because I want to go back to how I like would work on Not Quite Somewhere Else, because like I did like a stream like a couple months ago where I was like, oh yeah baby, it's time to get back to Not Quite Somewhere Else, the one fan comic I'm sure everybody has been looking forward to seeing again. And I really want to get back onto it because I'm so close to finishing the goddamn thing. It's still gonna take like a couple years, but it's so much more close. We're so much more closer to the end of it than we are at the beginning of it, so that's something. And I'm like so ready to finish it. I just have not had the time. I have not had the time, and my hours have been taken up with anything. It does not help that it's also art fight. So, because I like doing art fight. Like I could easily just be like, I don't want to do art fight, but like I love doing art fight. So that is something. Yeah, Joe, thanks. Thanks, Joe, thanks. Thanks so much, Joe. I'm very excited to get back to, Not Quite Somewhere Else. I just have not had the time. I have not had the time, and I'm like, okay, well, if I can, like, get back to, like, a good rhythm again, I could do that. But my rhythm got thrown off last week. My July has been fucking crazy. in like the sense of everything. So I'm like, okay, well if I get chapter 3 done this week, then like next week I can work on sorry, I keep saying chapter, I'm at page. I can work on, if I get page 3 done this week, which I only just finished page 2, and then I can get page 4 done next week. Yeah, we're talking about Hell July. If I get page 4 done next week, then I can do what I have been doing with Not Quite Somewhere Else since I started in Harmony, which is I would work on a page in Harmony, and I would spend the rest of the week working on Not Quite Somewhere Else. And like that was like the pattern that I was on for like quite a while, because I can very easily just like get to work on that. So I'm always working on Not Quite Somewhere Else in between pages of In Harmony. And sometimes I get an In Harmony page done really quick. Sometimes it'll take me like a week to slog through it, like page 2 of chapter 1, chapter 4 has. And it also does not help. It also does not help that earlier this month, like between this stream and literally between this stream and the last art stream I had, my dog died. So that was really fun. That was so great timing. Did not really need that, but here we are. Yeah, I have not been having a good July either. I did get some good news from my job though, because now they're like, oh yeah, we want to put you back on full-time hours, and I'm like, please, I need the monies. I need to save money again. Yeah, the job hunting's not been great. That was also something I was doing this morning, was I was applying to a lot of jobs. Joe, you don't understand. Okay, actually I have never said this on like anywhere before. I've been applying to jobs since the beginning of this year. I can actually pull it up right now. Let me go take a look. I made a spreadsheet specifically for this shit. So I've been applying to jobs, and I've been keeping track of every place I've applied to, and like which ones I get interviews with, which ones I get callbacks from, and all that. I've applied to, as of today, 311 jobs since the beginning of the year. So I started this on January 1st. I've applied to 311 jobs, and I have gotten callbacks from 4 of them. One of the callbacks ended up being a scam. Don't worry about it. The other one was a 2 of the 3 other ones that called me back. I made it to a second round of interviews with one of them, and then I only made it through the first round of interviews with 2 of them, but one of those first 2 ghosted me. So they never even bothered telling me obviously I didn't get the position, but they didn't even bother telling me that I didn't get it. It is so bad. I've just been applying to like anything that like remotely fits my degree, and like yesterday what I did, because I wanted to apply for jobs yesterday, but I couldn't, because like I was like, I think I need to like edit my resume. So I took my resume and I like cut it up a lot, and so now I have it specifically designed for like each thing that I'm applying for. So I'm just like, okay. And then I was telling this to my manager yesterday, because she knows I've been like looking for like a post-college job, and she's like, she's really chill. I really like my manager. And I was only working at my current job. Like if I didn't live in the state that I lived in, and if I made more money than I do, I would like to stay with my current job. Unfortunately, I can't live with my parents forever. So, and she was like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get you back onto full-time jobs, because she has to run that through with my boss. And she like told me this yesterday, and I was like sitting there and I was like, you promise, please tell me. Yeah. So I've been also like thinking of like other ways that I can like at least make like maybe side income. Because like my goal at this moment, one is to build back up my savings, because So, here's another thing I did that here's another thing that I did that I, for the long run, really, really great. I don't regret this financial decision, and I knew exactly how I would feel when I did this, but it needed to be done, and all things considering, um, I still don't regret it. Um, However, I basically have no savings, but I had I think I mentioned this in my most recent video, which if you haven't watched it, by the way, you should. But I have student loans, and I have two. I had a private one and a federal one, and I went and I paid off the private one completely because I did not want to deal with that interest rate. And I went, fuck it, I'm just gonna pay it off while I have the money for it because the interest rate on that thing is nasty. And it's I was like, I need this thing out of my life. And it's like a whole if it's like instead of having like 20 concrete cylinders just weighing me down having that thing, it's now more like a bunch of bricks. So like I don't feel like I'm in like, just soul crushing debt. I'm still in a lot of it from that federal loan, but I got that paid off, and now I have like zero savings. So that's that's what I've been dealing with. But I mean, like, I'm fine. But I've been like thinking about like what do I wanna do? Because if job hunting shit is not going good anywhere right now, um, what else can I like do? And like one of the things I'm doing is I'm applying to JET next year. Well, this year technically, but yeah, if I get accepted, I won't be leaving till next year. So that's one thing. I don't know why I have his like hair drawn like he's tilting his head up, but then I drew drew the like lines for that like he's not. So I'm gonna need to fix this. But yeah, so I'm like thinking of stuff, and I want to do more like streaming. I just always like every time I like sit down to like be like I'm gonna go stream today, either like something comes up because I live with my family, and so like usually a lot of stuff is coming up out of the blue without telling me, and or I just feel really bad because I'm like, oh, but instead of like streaming, I could be like hunting for jobs, and not using like my streaming time as my job hunting time. And so like I figured I was like if I like do job hunting stuff in the morning, I kind of like it helps with like the guilt, the everlasting guilt that is always there. So honestly, dude, like other than maybe finding like a part-time job, I would like, something that isn't like something that at least give you like something to make money. Besides that, maybe getting back into streaming. Possibly just putting yourself out there art-wise. Because it's really rough at the moment. The only issue is just like it is so fucking hard to find like anything. It's like super ridiculous how bad the job market is. But I've been like thinking about like other stuff I want to do like art wise, because if I could like start making like, yeah, I've been like thinking about like what kind of stuff do I want to do with art like on the internet that I can do. So I have my Patreon, and I make like a couple bucks on my Patreon each week, which is nice, and that is that's thanks to Jared, who's the absolute MVP. But then like I really want to get back into like making merch online again. Like I want to do more stickers. I just like drawing guys with long, pretty hair. But like, I want to go back to making stickers, and I want to make charms and stuff. Like, I want to make little merchandise. I would like to be able to sell at conventions again, but I don't feel like I'm like confident enough in like being able to like make a bunch of money, like just doing convention stuff, because one, convention tables are expensive these days, and two, like the last couple times that I did tabling anywhere, um, we've broken even, or we've profited exactly $1. So like we've been able to pay off the table, but not like anything else. Yeah. So yeah, I've been like thinking of like other stuff to do with it. I gotta like at some point, because I still have my extra copies of when I printed In Harmony out. I need to like put those up on my store. Which speaking of stores, I have a VGen account now. I think I've mentioned this before. Yeah, I think so too. I'm just like wondering like what we can make that like people would like, and like, you know, like seeing other con artists, con artists, like convention table artists, like it's very mixed bag of like, you know, what's gonna do well and what's not based off the convention. So, but like, what I really, really want to do is like I want to do that some more. I want to do that some more. I want to Oh yeah, I was talking about my VGen stuff. So I'm on VGen. It's a commission site. I think it's been around for a while, but like I was fairly recently introduced to it, and I know a lot of artists use it for like, you know, commissioning artists. They have like a very strict like anti-AI policy, which is really nice. So everybody on there is like an actual artist and not like a slop grifter. And I've been very much enjoying my like experience with using it. And I am trying to get verified. And if I can get verified, I can have more stuff on my VGen. Because currently, right now, I only have like a few things. And if I need like 2 more requirements to get filled out. I need to get my followers, I need 10 followers, and then I also need to have 1 more review. Well, specifically, my review has to be over a 4.6, but you need to have like 3 reviews that add up to being over a 4.6, so yeah. But like, I wanna like, what I'm thinking is like maybe possibly moving like, maybe not for fan, I probably wouldn't be able to do it for fan stuff, but definitely maybe for like some of my original stuff. I could try it, moving it over there instead of onto Etsy. Just because, like, Etsy takes so much money from you these days, it's ridiculous. But granted, everything I currently have on Etsy is, like, really old. Like, I think my newest thing on there is, like, my Affinity Train stickers. And that's from, like, 2021, 2022? Somewhere around there. I'll have to market my Etsy somewhere somehow. I don't know. I just want to get rid of my old stuff. I mean, worst case scenario, I always just like stick my old stickers on my things. I have a sketchbook that I am currently in the process of trying to fill up, like the cover with stickers. That's I haven't drawn in the sketchbook itself yet. Yeah, but I don't want to do that yet until I make a decision to like actually get rid of all of it. Like, because, like, once that stuff is gone, I'm not printing any more of it, because I don't have the files anymore. Because remember, that was the year I lost everything on my computer? So, like, I'm like, if there's people who want it, like, you know, it's up on the Etsy. People can just go and buy it, and I'll happily sell it to them. And I've been like putting like little free shit in like purchases. I'm like, the only thing that I could reprint is the Infinity Train stickers, but those don't do well enough that I probably won't reprint them unless like people really, really, really want them for some reason. But like, yeah, I'm just like, it's just like trying to find that balance. And just which is kind of why I'm hoping I can get into Jet. And like, even if Jet doesn't work out, maybe trying another like other country English learning. Get out of the US, get me out of this hell country. Hell country, please. I don't want to be in the same space that Trump is in anymore. Okay. Come to Japan with me, bro. Let's go teach English together, and we can tell these people how to say funny things like, teach kids how to say funny things like Fortnite dance and skibbity toilet and all the other cool things that the US youth groups like to talk about, like, you know what? I don't got nothing else. Yeah. I need a drink. I have a ginger ale. Oh, that is the spot. I don't drink ginger ale often, but when I do, it always hits the spot. It's like, maybe I do want a ginger ale today, and then I drink it and I'm like, yes, that's the stuff. Joe, it is 2:35 p.m. in the afternoon. I am home alone. That's not true, my sister's here, but I am home alone. And my mom has not gotten home yet. I think if I start drinking now, then that would just be really sad. How long are you on those for? I did buy myself something. I just wanted twisted tea. And I was like, I haven't been to the liquor store that I used to go to all the time. In like, I think like over a couple years now. Ah, gotcha. I was like, I haven't been to the liquor store that I used to go to all the time in like a really, really long time. So I should go to that. And I decided to just like go give it a visit because I haven't been there forever. And they like completely like made the place look really nice. Jode, may I remind you the one year that we all were at Otakon together and you had like a bunch of old sake and you were like, I don't want this anymore, who wants this? And I just like guzzled it all down at like 9 a.m. The problem isn't that it's too early, the problem is that it's too early in my house. If my mom came home, like, and saw me drinking, she would probably have like an aneurysm. She'd be like, why are you drinking so early? But yeah, I also just wanted alcohol for when me and John and Judy and Rachel watch shows tonight. I do want to do Ocean City again. I just, at the very least, would like to find something a bit more stable before I do another vacation. Because, like I said earlier, my savings are just, like, completely... Yeah, exactly. Rail shots and drink with dolphins. My savings is, like, super, super wiped out. And, like, you know, like, for, like, a day or like, you know, every couple weeks, like, maybe for, like, a day, I can, like, go out and, like, you know, get a couple of drinks or, like, get something to eat. Because I'm not, like, horribly, like, I'm not like in the negatives. I'm not like one paycheck away from like not having money. It's just like I just don't have a savings. I'm in the monkey paws thing of constantly being anxious about my finances, but then also not exactly being in like a place where I'm like in immediate danger about my finances. That's how my brain works, and it mixes up with my OCD and my anxiety, and it makes you feel very weird about stuff. Particularly just because I'm like frugal as a person in general, like, and like this is not an example of that. This just reminded me of something that happened yesterday. I have like my mom is like very like super all about like your image and like being like you gotta like you should wear nicer clothes, like dude, like take pride in your image, which I have no fucking idea what that means when she says it, because she'll like criticize me just for wearing pants and a t-shirt, and I'm like, what do you mean by this? And she's like, dress nicer, and I'm like, this is fine. Like I don't get it. I don't get it. I could probably come in like a tailored suit and she'd be like, you should be wearing that. It's not nice enough, but whatever. And so yesterday, and like for a bit of context, my job is dogs. I do stuff with dogs. It's like a boarding place. I just realized that sounded really weird when I first said that. I work at a boarding place. It does daycare and things as well. But like, as you can imagine, if you're working with animals, you're going to get dirty. So you're not going to want to wear nice clothes when you're working with animals. You're not going to want to dress up nicely when you're working with animals. And I have these like baggy pair of pants that like my mom I have these baggy pair of pants my mom gave me. I think they used to be hers a while ago, and like I'm super skinny, so like a lot of like clothes that I've gotten years and years ago still fit me that I still wear. And like I'll wear stuff and I'll patch things up, and like nobody at my job has any issue with how I dress for work because it's technically appropriate, and like also nobody wears like dangly crap or like, you know, things that they mind getting ruined at work, specifically because you are working with animals who like to piss and shit and roll around in stinky crap in the yard, and you're not going to want to go there with your best clothes. So my mom sees me coming down with like these fairly alright baggy like capris that I decided to wear to work that day because it wasn't like agonizingly hot out. And she was like, why are you wearing those? You gotta throw those away. Please throw those away. Those are horrible pants. And these are like compared to like the other stuff I wear to work, nicer pants. There were no holes in them. They were a bit baggy on me. The pockets were a bit inside out because I didn't fix them. Mostly because I just didn't notice. And like, they were just fine baggy pants, and my mom was looking at me like I was going out there in like pants that were just like a waistband and a zipper and like an area to hide my butt and nothing else. And and she was like, you gotta dress nicer for the job. And I was like, Mom, do you want me to wear my nice clothes to work? And she's like, you should dress nicely for work. And I'm like, Mom, I work with animals. Why would I wear my nice clothes to work with animals? Like my mom works as like not like a manager. I don't really think it's like considered a manager position, but it's like one of those like not quite manager positions at like a office store. And they got uniforms and stuff and like expectations for how you're supposed to look at work and stuff. My job is just like, as long as you're wearing like one of the like company shirts or hoodies, because I typically wear a company hoodie at my job, and you're wearing that, and you're wearing like pants and not like pajama pants, and you're not wearing like those like really thin like yoga pants, you're wearing like actual pants, you are fine. And so I'll come in with like jeans and shorts and like khakis and whatnot. Because I fucking work with dogs, and dogs are messy and gross, and I'm like it's just so funny to me that my mom was like, but don't you want to dress nice for work? And I'm like, Mom, I am going to be covered. By the time I get home, I'm going to be covered in like drool and fur and crap. Like, I don't need to be dressing up to the nines. I need to go to work. I just like, Alex, why is my nose so fucking itchy right now? Also, like, I think the other day was a testament to the, I should not be wearing my good clothes to work thing, because so yesterday I was closing, but the day before I was working on the daycare floor. So I was just doing my thing, and we have this one dog, and I'm not gonna say anything too specific of her, other than that she's like a big dog breed. And she has this habit where she'll jump up on you and she'll claw at you. And I have a couple dogs like that. Like my dog JJ is like that. But the difference between this dog and my dog is that JJ is a little Maltese and this dog is not a little Maltese. So I have this dog, and one day had managed to rip a hole in my pants that already had like a little hole in it, but it made the hole bigger. And I have all up and down my arms like deep scratches that are gonna look sick when they heal over, but like at the moment they are annoying. And so yeah, a testament. I love my job, but this is not a job that to expect to not get like scratched and even sometimes beaten up at. But it's a great job. I really like it. I think it also helps that I also work with like cool people too, which is what makes my job awesome. But yeah. Unfortunately, I live in Maryland, and Maryland's expensive. I am not listening to my playlist today, I'm listening to Starstream playlist. There's not really much of a difference, because what I've been doing is I've been like, occasionally I'll listen to Star's playlist, and I'll just like toss whatever songs I like on that playlist onto my own streaming playlist. So I do have a stream playlist. It does have a couple songs on there that aren't from like Star's streams, but I just mostly listen to her playlist sometimes. I'll have one build up for us soon. That's like more like my own playlist. I have like one Elden Ring fan song on that one. I know that. What else have I been doing? Oh yeah, actually, for tomorrow. So tomorrow I have another video coming out. I know I just had a video come out, but I'm having another one come out. I have a development video specifically for We Ignored the Signs. I talked about it in my like video that came out Monday, which you guys should watch it if you haven't yet, please. But this one is like the first of like a kind of thing I want to do, where like I talk about my development process with different things. Like that one fantasy project that I like went on a huge rant about in the last stream, Ascendo. I really want to do a video about that, but I want to do like multiple videos about that, because like I think I would make the first one built on like world building specifically, with like stuff about like the world itself, because I've been like brainstorming the hell out of that. And then I would do a second one for like characters that exist in this universe. Why is my nose so itchy? I like itchy nose. But like, for example, um, I want to do like, I want to like talk about like characters like some of the ones I mentioned before, like Seer and Ping and Casper, and I also want to do stuff with Denver and things like that, and I think it'd be so fun. Hi, babe. But I want to do like just like stuff like that where I just like talk about like the lore and go like on huge rants about that because I've been like brainstorming a lot more of it and like things like I think it was between this stream and the last stream I figured out animal people in this universe. I figured out how animal people exist. I am currently in the process of brainstorming about how like mer people exist. And the reason why I really want mer people to exist is because I have this character. I'm just gonna pull up her toy house really quick. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, this character's really old. She's probably gonna go through a redesign. But like, mer people would look more like this in my universe than like, you know, hot ladies with fishtails. And I was thinking about that because I want to insert that character in there because I really like her. And I was like, could mer people exist in this world? And I was like, wait a minute, they can. I could put mer people into this world. It's my little sandbox. I can do whatever I want as long as it like follows the rules. So I've been brainstorming that because I've been like thinking like maybe like the way mer people and magic interact with each other is the same way how like dwarves interact with magic in my world. But like with like the whole sense of like they have to take magic around them to like in order for them to like, you know, their souls to like function and gradually like will build up into things. And I'm thinking like maybe eventually they turn into like living coral. But I'm also like wondering like how would that interact with like underwater and stuff. So like that's like what I've been like playing with. I also been playing a little bit farther out from like the area that I've been like setting the story in at the moment because I've been mostly focusing on these like two cities that I came up with. One of them is called Seraphim, and then the other one is a music school called Academy de Capo. And I've been focusing just mostly on those two areas. And then I was like coming up with some stuff with Denver and Moriarty and Casper, and that led to me writing something messed up. Don't worry about it. And then being like, oh yeah, well, I guess Calypso will now be a magical therapist, but also not really. And you can interpret that as you will. But then I was like, oh, well, what if Calypso doing her, like, magical, like, study, pseudo... I am bringing back Calypso. Calypso's already gonna have, like, a whole pre-storyline. Like, she's just not gonna be as major in, like, stuff until, like, later. Specifically with the fucked up shit that happens to Casper happens. But anyway, so... she's doing that, and then, like, she and Casper gets to have, like, a buddy cop adventure. And I'm like, oh, I want to do more with this. So like, Casper gets to hang around with my very mean, like, lady, who originally was a tiefling, but tieflings don't exist in this universe. Tieflings are elves. That's, like, that's the thing, though, like, if you were to put, like, Saram and Jugo into a Shendo, they also would be elves, but technically, just like Elise was like, how stuff in my world works, but, like, that would also mean Saram would technically be the youngest. Because generally, after a certain point, age by elves isn't really measured so much in years, because, like, after so long, you can't really keep track of it. But they start being measured by, like, number of transformations, and technically, by that logic, Calypso's had the most. But yeah, I've already decided that Calypso would be, is going to be in this. I already have like stuff for her prior to like the shit with Casper. It's just not as much. But I also did the same thing with like a couple other characters who I've inserted in here, like Cecilia and Margot, who are gonna be, by the way, they're best buds in this universe. They go off and they kill things together. It's great. I have stuff with Margot and Calypso, but the stuff with Margot, sorry, not Margot and Calypso, Margot and Cecilia. But their thing is like, they got like one short little storyline together, and then they like don't really come back until like later. Okay. I want to fix his head a little bit, but I'm gonna make him a little bigger. And another sip. But like, bringing that back to YouTube, I want to do videos about these like characters and stuff, and I don't want to like be like, I don't want to make it be like, well, the Moriarty went and did the thing, and Denver did the thing, and Moriarty was like, no, and that's why the Yowie is so tragic. But like, I don't want to do that, because I would like to, if I'm gonna tell that parts of their stories, I want to make it like something substantial. Like, okay, this is not working. Like something substantial, something that I could just like sink my teeth into and rip it around. And like part of it is like thinking of maybe doing like an animatic series, and like doing little stories, kind of like I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl has done it, with just like short little episodes that are like chunks of like separate stories. Because the way that like Ascendo is with the way I write each of the characters' stories is that they don't exist as like one big mega epic quest, but rather like chunks, like little arcs of like each character's individual like longer storyline. Like Denver's isn't super long, Moriarty's isn't super long, Casper's is longer. I think the longest one that I have at the moment is Tal. But that's because like Tal is like a character who has like such main character energy. And like he's always had like that when I first like made him for like the original thing he was in. He was just like always that character who has just like such like the poor guy wants to be like, does not want to be a main character, but it's just like the universe has destined him to be a main character. And Ascendo doesn't really have a main character, but he's just got like such main character energy. I love Tragic Yaoi. I like Old Man Yaoi. I don't think I've had Old Man Yaoi in Ascendo. There was about to be Old Man Yaoi in Harmony. The only reason there's no Old Man Yaoi in Harmony is because I couldn't make it work. I was like, am I just adding? I was like, this was like early development when I was like still thinking about character roles, and there was like a relationship I was like meddling with in my mind. And I was like, do I want to make these guys like tragic? Like, not tragic. It's not tragic because one of them's an asshole. But I was like, do I want to make these guys like old man, like toxic yaoi, or no? And I eventually just did not do it because I was like, I can't justify having this in here, with the exception of just like I want to, because it adds nothing to the story whatsoever. So it's very much scratched. But just so you know, there was at one point Old Man Yaoi in Harmony. Listen, if I want more Old Man Yaoi, like, I gotta let you listen. Listen, Joe. If you want Old Man Yaoi, you gotta let me cook. Do you want your like McDonald's ass Old Man Yaoi, or do you want that gourmet Gordon Ramsay shit? Cause I could like sit here. Like, I gotta cook. I don't have any Old Man Yaoi yet, but someday, maybe, I will have Old Man Yaoi. Old Man Yaoi, that works. I have like I have like I don't even want to call it like it's not heterosexual. It's not gay. I don't know what it is. Essentially, two characters whose relationship I can only describe as like paladin and maiden, and don't really know how else to label it. Joe, if you die before I finish my webcomic, I will put in the finest old man yaoi in there just for you. I don't have old woman Yuri, unfortunately, either. I mean, I guess you would call like the thing I was talking about earlier of like the like one relationship that I was like, I'm not sure if I could call this straight, I'm not sure if I could call this gay. I guess like by technicality that would be considered old woman Yuri. But like one of the characters in that relationship is very much both like identifies as non-binary but is also intersex, so do as that as you will. Gladiatorial combat Yuri. There actually kind of might be that. I got some stuff cooking with Calypso, but I'm not really sure if it would be Yuri or not quite yet, just because I don't know if it would work. That's what I do with characters before I decide if they're like romantic with each other. I don't like throwing two characters at each other just because I'm like, oh yeah, two characters standing 5 feet of each other, they must kiss. Like, I'm not, like, at least with like my writing, I'm not a huge fan of that. The only reason why it worked with Denver and Moriarty and Artie, who is the exact same person as Moriarty, is because, like, one, I had Denver for the longest time, and I could not for the life of me figure out, like at least, like, when in terms of, like, writing, like, characters, like, different, like, traits and stuff. No, but, I would not, if somebody had asked me, I would have not been able to tell them what, like, Denver's sexuality was. And, like, I was leaning towards gray asexual, and that's, like, what I eventually settled in on, but I was like, would Denver actually, like, date anyone? I was like, I don't think they would they? I was like, no, I don't, I was like, aromantic doesn't feel right for me, but I don't... Yeah, I know, but that's, like, really what clicked, was because I was like writing Moriarty, and I was like, I need to know more about this guy, what's his deal, why is he like this? And then I was like thinking about Denver for some fucking reason. I think it's because I wanted to like draw more stuff with Denver, but I didn't want Denver to be like a Magnus Archives character anymore. So I was like, what to do with Denver? And I was like, I could put them in this fantasy project, but I don't really know what to do with them. Like, what would their role be? And then I was like, I had conveniently made Moriarty around, and I was like, oh, Denver's like Moriarty's little punching bag. And I'm like, but why does Denver stick around with this guy? Because it's not like TMA universe where Denver's whole thing is just like you can't really escape the fears, so it's like, you know, try to save yourself as best as you can. What to do? Yes, anything can be shipped, but is it a good ship? Do you want your McDonald's ass ships, or do you want your gourmet shit? You, like, I could go ahead and be like, Casper and Sear are gonna be a couple, but is it going to be gourmet? Probably not. It's your McDonald's Burger King meal, like, couple, I guess. I don't want that. No, it has to happen naturally. It's gotta work in a way. Like, I have characters in like my webcomic. I have, but okay, but here's the thing, I do like tortured yearning. Anyway, so, like, I have characters in my webcomic who, like, every other week, I will, like, flip-flop whether or not I want these characters to be in a relationship with each other. And that's also my other thing, is, like, I'm letting the writing figure that out for me. It is the situationship that not even the author can decide on, and this is exactly how I felt about with like writing Denver. And so I was like, oh, why does Denver stick around with Moriarty? Because it's not like the fears. Denver could just leave. Denver is like Moriarty doesn't like have like a tracking device on Denver. Like, Denver does not need to stick around. Denver can just run away. So why don't they just run away? And then I was like, Moriarty, originally should have been like somebody who like, because like I couldn't see Denver like being all for like what Moriarty wants to do. So I was like, why does this person stick around? And I was like, oh, well, Moriarty has to be like somebody very, very important for Denver to want to stick around. And then I was like, oh, okay. And that's when it all clicked. And that's how it worked out. And then I wrote it from there. And I was like, okay, now this makes more sense. And that's how writing relationships work. I can't just like slam two people together, say kiss, and then be like, oh, this is so really good. I need the pizzazz. It needs the sauce. It needs to be gourmet. I don't want my McDonald's chips. I want my Gordon Ramsay handled like a friggin' Hell's Kitchen challenge character relationships. Welcome to stream where relationships and shipping is described as either eating McDonald's or being fed food by hand by Gordon Ramsay himself. But like, yeah, no, I'm very much enjoy it. I very much enjoy it. And then like some of my other favorite like parts when it comes to like writing character relationships is like writing yearning, and then they never get together. Amazing. But like, yeah, no, that's how I like feel with the writing stuff. But like, circling it all the way back to the YouTube thing, I want to do like more development videos like that. My August video, I have already decided, is going to be talking about my OCs video, specifically about my Magnus Archives OCs, and I have a very specific reason for it. And before you ask, yeah, it is going to include Cecilia and Denver, even though they are being moved to another project. Their Magnus Archive stories are still relevant. Cecilia for Not Quite Somewhere Else, obviously, because she's in the comics, so I can say that. Denver, well, I think you could put 2 and 2 together, but anyway, so they're still relevant enough, and I'm like, I'm gonna make a video talking about their Magnus Archive stories, so they're just out there. So that way, like, I mean, they're already technically still out there if you go on their Toy House, but just, like, they're out there on YouTube. And I could, like, also get people to read Not Quite Somewhere Else again. And I'm like, this is the perfect time for me to do it, especially since I figured out how exactly I'm going to insert Valencia into In Harmony. Not into the main story, but I was, like, thinking about, like, other comic stuff to do on my Patreon. And one of the things that I really, like, I think about a lot with In Harmony specifically, is there is so much little side shit I would love to explore. But I need to, like, with that comic, I need to focus on what is important for the story, and what is not, and what I have to drop. I have like one thing in season 3 that I'm like, that is like super like, does this need to be in the comic? And unfortunately, it's like one of those things that's like, it's huge for a main character development, so that's why it's staying in there. But like, it very much reads as like one of those scenes that's like, this could have been a side comic. And I'm like, this is too important of development for me to make this into a side comic. It has to go into the main thing. And it's going to feel so out of place when I get to it. But it's like, it's one of those things that's just like incredibly necessary for me to like, for like a character's stuff. Especially since it's very relevant to like stuff that happens in season 4 of my comic. And this is like something that, the thing I'm thinking about is going to happen like season 3. But like, there's some... I have had a character who needs to go through some development before some stuff happens in season 4. Otherwise, the choices this character would make in season 4 will not make sense. But it reads very much like a side plot that has no place in the main story, but it has to happen. So, but I want to do more side stories. I have so much stuff in my side stories. Yeah, no, I can't wait to get to Tragic Yuri, but... I have like a bunch of ideas for little side stories, and I was like, when I was like writing some of the script for my next month's video, I was thinking about my intro specifically, because in my intro I'm like, some of these characters are going to be rewritten for other things, but for now let's talk about like the Magnus Archive stories. And I have a character named Valencia who I didn't really do a lot with. I was originally gonna have her as like a cosplay character, because this was when like the cosplay community and TikTok was like super, super big. And I was gonna do cosplay stuff with her, but I just never ended up actually doing it. But I still have like a huge bio written for her, and she's like one of the like more fun avatars for me to write for. She was a Slaughter avatar, by the way. And so I was like thinking about her, and I just immediately had an idea that like not only fits like what her original backstory was, but also like really fits for like as a side story that pairs well with season 1 of In Harmony. And I'm like, I'm going to make this a Patreon exclusive comic one day. I cannot do that until at the very least after chapter 6. Because chapter 6 is when like there's enough about like backstory stuff that's revealed that I could get away with like making this a side story. I miss my cosplay character stuff too. I mean, I didn't really do much OC stuff, but I did a lot of Midas. Midas was the one who I cosplayed a lot. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna be doing with him yet. Because he wouldn't fit in the Shendo. I mean, he could probably fit in the Shendo if I give him enough time to like cook a bit, but like I don't really want to put him in a Shendo. Some of the characters that I'm putting in the Shendo are characters from high school. Like, I'm bringing back Mercy and Grace. I actually redesigned both Mercy and Grace. Mercy has the biggest redesign of the two. Yeah. Mercy was harder to do than Grace, but Grace was like super easy. I just had to like I had to give her a god complex, and it's like boom, same character. So she's all good. Oh my goodness, who else there? Yeah, Mercy is in there. I want to put Gilly in there, and I realized, well, since animal people are in there, I could put Aspen into a Shendo as well. But I haven't figured out what I would do with her. And I don't want to get to the point where I'm just like sticking old OCs into a thing willy-nilly just because I want to. I very much want to have like, if I'm going to stick them into a thing, I want them to have some kind of purpose. So it's like the only ones who are definitely going to be in there at the moment are going to be Mercy and Grace. Eventually Gilly, but I need to figure out mer people more. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Very excited. I just like working on my little projects. Why can't the universe just pay me to work on my little projects? Let's see, what else has been going on? Yeah, not much else besides that. But like, I want to do more development stuff with that. I want to do different art things. Like, one of the things I had in mind is I did a painting for last month's video. The one that I invited William A. Wellman onto. That one, I did a painting for that one where, of like Moriarty, and like it's like I mentioned that like the series it's a part of, and like I kind of want to do a video talking about that, because here's the thing is I actually have another one sketched that I've had sketched for a while, and I want to go back into it and touch it up a little bit, but it's been sitting in my drafts for a bit, and I want to finish it, and I'm like, this is like the perfect thing to like record a time lapse of, to like, you know, make a video talking about this painting series I do. But I have to like have the motivation to do that, especially since I'm going to be spending August drawing a bunch of art for my Magnus Archives video. I have a one of the other videos I want to do next month also is I'm going to be doing an art fight video, but it's specifically going to be like an art fight video about like learning, like, you know, making myself draw chibis for a month and how did that go. And I want to fill it with like a bunch of time lapses of like all the chibis, because I've actually recorded a crap ton of time lapses of these chibi drawings. And just have those playing while I talk about it, and then at the very end do like a slideshow of like all the art I got from Art Fight, which I have to like message all the people who I got art from if they would be fine with it. But you know, message them and then like go ahead and make a message them, ask them about it, and then make a video with that, and then talk about like my experience with Art Fight this year. And just make like a little blog about it. Just because I think it would be really cool, it would be really fun. Yeah. Next year though, I'm definitely going to be making like a big like art fight video about like etiquette and stuff, because I am so tired of going on TikTok and seeing people's like really like bad art fight takes. Like I saw one year that was like somebody like ranking attacks that I got, and they like the very first thing that they posted about was like a drawing they got from someone who obviously was a new artist. It was from somebody who was obviously a brand new artist who drew their OC last year, and this person was just sitting there like tearing into this kid's drawing, being like, oh, well, this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is bad, and I'm like, you're being me. And I feel like that kind of like energy is kind of like, at least to me, a big chunk of the reason why Art Fight wasn't as active. I think a lot of people might not have been active because of like all the like weird drama shit that was like going on this year with Art Fight. I'm trying to find a brush that kind of matches with where's my oil paint brushes? Pointillism brush. I love you so much. There you go. But like I feel like a lot of that like just chases people off. And like I don't know, Art Fight's been like really weird this year. Oh whoops, I forgot to do the bottom part of that. I will do that next. Yeah, it's like, I don't know what it is about this year in particular, but it's just been like really weird. But I want to do like a big old video that's just like, here is the etiquette, here are the do's and don'ts, here are the stupid things that you should never take advice from people. God damn. If you were somebody who is going on Art Fight and being like, I don't want art from new artists, you gotta be a good artist to attack me, I'm going to just like kick you in the toe so hard, you have to go get like surgery. Or something, I don't know. Because I am like I'm like, it's like, this is a fun game art site. It's supposed to be fun. I know you are. I am going to hit you back on your revenge chains. I have 3 attacks that I specifically want to get done before our fight is over. So that's like what the stream is mostly gonna be. And the reason why I want to hit these people is for, reasons. I mean, I think you can tell I'm drawing Claire's character, but, yeah. But then I'm gonna be, like, focusing on revenges for the rest of our fight, because I think I can hit you, Judy, and John one more time before our fight's over. Yeah. I might, depending on how like fast, because I already made my hard deadline for like me stopping doing attacks being July 28th. So that way all I have to focus on is revenges for the rest of the year. And look, it's Mothman! Now he just needs to be shaded. Get a sip of drink. Yeah, here's the thing is, I meant to hit Claire and S a lot earlier at the beginning of this year, but I kept getting distracted by other OCs. Like, my thing is at the beginning of the year, usually I hit artists who OCs I really, really want to draw and use Artfight as my excuse to draw. So like, June, for instance, because I found out they were on Artfight this year, and I was like, I have to draw Apollo and Cynthia. It is by law, I have to draw them. And then like partway through the year, actually, guys, I might have to do a 4th attack. I might have to do a 4th attack. I'm probably gonna wait on that one. I'm gonna wait on that one. I do want to revenge my friends first, but because I just remembered I also really want to draw 12. I do really want to draw I do really want to draw 12, but I wanted to draw Apollo and Cynthia. And then I specifically begged Star to put Laz on Artfight because I really, really wanted to draw Laz. And Star was just like, oh yeah, sure, I could put them up on Artfight. I don't think I'm gonna be participating this year. I might do an attack. And I'm like, it is fine. I just really want to draw the baby girl. But like, yeah, no, so like OC's like that, and then like I've kept finding like really pretty characters, and I was like, I need to draw this one, and I need to draw this one, and I need to draw this one, and I still have a bunch of my bookmarks, and I really want to draw them all, but I just don't have the time. I don't have the time, guys, and it makes me so upset. Yeah, I just kept having shit coming up. Mostly work stuff, which was fine, because I need the hours. Aforementioned earlier, ranting about work situation stuff. Work's been fine. I've just been picking up shifts. But then also, the previously mentioned, my dog did die at the beginning of the month. And the worst part about that was he died shortly after his birthday. Which made me so sad. I think it should be illegal to die around your birthday, but okay. And what else? And then just like other stuff. Other stuff's been happening. Other stuff that I don't need to talk about on stream. But yeah. Yeah, you could just like go talk to your coworker about like how it's like I take Artfight so seriously. I did Artfight while I was at the hospital. Which I mean I did my attack for Alex, which Alex still has not said anything about, by the way. But I did my attack for Alex while we were in the hospital as well, so yes, do it. Yeah, but I still want to attack you, John, and Judy. That was towards Judy. You, John, and Joe. One more time, before our fight's over. I just need to get around to doing it. Amazing. But yeah. I'm hoping maybe tomorrow I can finish the last, like, attack I need to do. Actually, before I forget, I'm going to go bookmark 12 right now. I am very determined to try this character. I want to draw them. The design is so fucking good. I love characters with, like, cool-ass designs. I don't know if you guys seen 12. I don't know if everybody on here follows Jinja Ninja, but I'm bookmarking them right now. But if you've never seen 12 before, this is 12, and I love their design. It is so fucking cool. And I'm going to draw them someday, but not today. I have other ones I am a bit more committed to get done before our fight is over, before I sit and I draw Art of 12. I mean, like, I have in my sketchbook when we went to that drag night at the bar that we go to. I have like a very drunk doodle I did of Moriarty. It was just like of him just like kind of standing there like a Y post. And like I doodled that and I was like, oh, this is bad. I don't think I'm gonna be drawing good. I think though tonight when watching shows with friends, I'm gonna love. Inebriated art is fun. You get stories to tell with it. I have an inebriated art that I drew of Deb and Micah when we were in at the lock. Or well, the cabinet, not the lock. Is it the no the fucking it is the lock. It is the lock. The lock is the speakeasy, and then the cabinet is the regular bar. Okay, yeah. That one was fun. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, I have that taped into my sketchbook too. I can't wait to do a sketchbook tour. I'm gonna be doing this sketchbook tour, guys. My sketchbook is not done. I think I'm like every night because I close. Instead of go home and trying to get myself on the computer to draw a little bit more before I go to bed, I just like don't have the energy for it. But I still really want to draw, so I just draw my sketchbook. So like my last couple pages I did, I was figuring out post stuff for my August video, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do like full body illustrations of these characters or if I wanted to do just like full bodies of them, or like do these illustrative pieces. And so like I messed around with like ideas for the first 4 that I have written for, just to see what I like, and I'm not set on stone yet, but I'll figure something out before the video comes out, obviously. And then I spent the next 2 pages doodling concept art for a character whose name is Loki, and for the 3rd time I've completely changed her design, and I'm liking this new design a lot better. It is a little bit closer to what I am trying to go for. I still think she could look a little more fucked up, but we are not quite there yet. Yeah! Yeah, I know that. I kind of wish I had my sketchbook for that part. I would have loved to know what I would have drawn then. Because I didn't have my sketchbook on me. But you know what I mean, you know, Vegas. Vegas was fun. Yeah, I think I'm gonna probably get some like comic sketches done because I'm currently working on my current pages for In Harmony are let's just say there's no dialogue in them and we'll leave it at that. You guys can figure out what that means later. Well, they wouldn't let us bring our bags in. My sketchbook was in my bag, and I was like, I like drinking and doodling. Like, I think that's really fun. That's like something I do when I'm at home and I get alcohol. Is I'll go upstairs in my room and I'll sit at the computer and I'll open up my art program and I will just sit and I'll drink and I'll draw and I just have so much fun with it. And like, it would have been really fun to drink and draw. That probably would have been a horrible night to do it. I probably would have destroyed my sketchbook, considering too that this is the current sketchbook I'm drawing in. Was the one I brought with us, and I think I had only at the time drawn on like 2 or 3 pages. Now I'm almost halfway through it, but it's gonna be a big boy. I stuck so much stuff into it. It's gonna be fun to do a sketchbook tour of that one, but also, like, that's probably the smallest sketchbook I have ever drawn in. It is very tiny. Yes, please! I have never been to the Coven. Which one's the Coven? Isn't that like the one that's on top of the Alchemist? You know what? Just because we haven't gone there, I would like to try it. Yeah. I would like to try going there at least once. The Alchemist is a very good bar in DC that we enjoy. There's a lot of really good bars in DC. There's not a lot of gimmicky ones like there are in Vegas though. Vegas is like filled with gimmicky bars. There's a couple of really, really good ones in Vegas though. We liked the Cabinet and the Luck. I really liked Easy's. That was a really good one. That was the one that I got totally trashed at. Which is very fun times. And then I think that's all the shading. So now we're gonna go in and we're gonna do my new little favorite thing that I started doing for Art Fight that I have to do with my art more. Definitely not for my webcomic pages. But I just take some of these like darker areas and I put like a light color. Oh, it's the craft. JJ, I swear, you've switched like 4 or 5 positions since you started taking a nap on my bed. Ah, damn. That sucks. But we can always go to The Alchemist. I like The Alchemist, so I'm not complaining. If we just had to choose between one or two, like, you know, I wanted to see if we get into the one that we haven't been to together. I mean, okay, that's fine. I mean, I was kind of assuming that we were just gonna do our usual and meet up around 2, so. Well, no, this is me and Joe's plans are for Sunday. That's why I was asking specifically if Sunday or Thursday would work. The other day, because because me and Joe originally were gonna hang out Monday, but because Joe can't drink alcohol, we decided to postpone our hanging out to either Sunday or Thursday. And I had told Joe we were gonna watch shows, but I realized we didn't actually pick a day we were gonna watch shows, so I asked you guys that so we could have like a set date. You guys chose Thursday as the better option, so I asked Joe if Sunday worked, and that actually ended up working better than Tuesday would have, so. Yeah, but tonight's shows night, and we've been skipping so many shows nights these last couple months. I don't want to skip any more shows nights. We just finished Undead Unluck, and I really want to start Apothecary Diaries, and I also want to continue watching The Owl House and Part 5 of JoJo's, so. Especially since we also added Topoki's Original Sin, and we also added the summer Haruki died. So. Yeah, Joe can't drink right now either. He's on meds. Joe has to be responsible with his medication. Yeah, I know. I really want to watch it. So we added it onto shows night. I also on my own need to both finish listening to and watching Legend of Vox Machina. Though if we do end up starting that one soon, I would be fine just like holding off watching it until we get to where I left off, because I'm like midway through season 3. I do know what happens though, so I'm already like up aware, but the show is different from the podcast, so. I just have to do highlights and then I should be good. No, I did not want to do that. Oh, that's the beard. Whoops. Yeah, I always forget that guy's fucking name. I keep forgetting his name. Like, I don't know why, but like, Topoki's name is so easy for me to remember, but then it's like Hikaru, and I'm like, okay, well, it's a Hickory Ridge, fucking lemon toast guy, I don't know, I just know that it's Alien Yaoi. It's Alien Horror Yaoi, and I very much want to watch it because it looks really good. And its animation is gorgeous on it, and I want to watch it so bad. But also, like, I was like thinking so much about like the end of season 1 of Undead Luck, and I'm just Undead Unluck, and I'm just like, I need season 2 right now. I actually really do want to sit and read the manga now that, like, especially now that I'm pretty sure the manga is completely finished. I know I called him Haruka once. I called him Haruka once because I got their names mixed up. Like, I'm bad with names. This is not surprising about me. I don't know what brain rot you're talking about. But like, yeah, no, I need season 2 of Undead Unluck, but I also need to read the manga. And then John's also very tempted in trying to get us to all watch One Piece, but I'm like, I want the show to be over first before I even consider that. Because, like, that's the only reason why I haven't caught up with the manga since, like, my sophomore year of high school, is, like, I want One Piece to be completely done, before I go back and I attempt to read all of it again. Because there's just way too much comic. Yeah, I know Haruka's your Persona 3 OC. I mean, I don't have Haruka brain rot. The names are so similar. There we go. All done. Gotta export the time lapse, and I gotta save it. And I gotta set it to declare and post on our fight, and then we'll start our next one. But there we go. First attack done. It only took us an hour and 42 minutes. Woo! I am currently rendering the time lapse, so sorry if it's gonna take a hot minute. Okay, we're gonna save that. Okay. And then save this and post it in our fight. Okay. And then let me just post these. There we go. He is posted. So now I gotta pull up my next one. This one I'm most likely not going to be able to finish on stream, and you will understand exactly why when you see this design. This is the next character I'm drawing. This is why I said that I'm probably not going to be able to finish this one on stream. Sorry, I was a little quiet. Gotta be sleepy. Doesn't really have a reference for her other arm. let's see, what else? Yeah, I mean, nothing else has been really happening too much. JJ, what are you doing? What are you doing, JJ? JJ, come here. JJ, come here. JJ, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, silly. What are you doing? Okay. Hold on, guys. I will BRB. Let me, when I do this, let me not be on that, and... Okay, back at it. Oops, I put the wrong details there. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about. What else has been going on? Ooh, when July is over, I'm going back to game streams. I am going back to game streams. I have video games I need to stream. I'm going to stream them. I am doing, for the first part, I'm doing South of Midnight. And then tomorrow, a new AI of the Somnia Files is coming out. If I were to stream, I'm not going to get the game to stream it. I'm probably going to watch Star stream it. And the reason for it is because I watched her play the first two. And I like her Let's Plays of it. But also, the AI of the Somnia Files, in terms of streaming, one, I don't really want to buy a new game right now because I have a bunch I really need to play, and when August comes around, because I have like graduation money I was given, I really want to get Expedition 33. So I've been saving my money for that. But that one I'm not streaming because I think I said before it would destroy my laptop if I tried it, so I'm not doing that. But I am going to stream South of Midnight because I have that for PC. And I have a couple other games I want to stream. I kind of want to replay through the Undertale games so I can stream Deltarune as well. Let's see what else. I've been like really thinking about like Stardew Valley a lot again, and like I probably want to do like a game series where I'm like, I sit and I play Stardew Valley until I beat the game, or I beat the game as close to like quote unquote beating the game as you can get with Stardew Valley. I don't really want to do that, but I'm thinking like that would be like nice if I like feel like playing a video game and I just kind of want it to be like kind of chill. I don't really want to play anything like with plot or anything. Then I could just pull up Stardew Valley. I think that would be fun. What else? What other games do I have that I want to play? I have Baldur's Gate 3, but that one I can't really stream either. Yeah, I'm watching Star. I'm gonna watch Star stream it, because I know it's coming out Friday. She's in the middle of playing through the new Rune Factory game, which I kind of want to play myself, because it looks really fun. I know she was talking about the 5th one also being really good. I don't know. I don't know if it would be my kind of vibe, but it looks really fun. What else? What else is there? I got other games I can play. Oh yeah, a friend of mine gifted me Psychonauts, so that's gonna be another game I'm gonna stream. The original Psychonauts, not the sequel. I don't know, if that one goes really good, I might just go ahead and buy the sequel myself and play that. Oh, and one of the other things I was thinking of doing, just because like I've also been thinking a lot about them, but Nuzlocke. I've been thinking about doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke stream. But like, specifically mostly randomizers, because like, I played the vanilla Pokemon games, at least for the first 4 gens, so many times that I feel like randomizers would be really fun. But I'm also thinking like, with the exception of Gen 3, because I'm thinking if I do a Nuzlocke for Gen 3, what I might do is I might just try to do a Nuzlocke of too many types. Especially since AlphaRad said that they were working on too many types too. So that would be really fun. What else? I'm getting cold, I'm putting my jacket on. But yeah, I just got like so many games to play and not enough time to do it, but I really want to do it some more. Because I like my game streams, I like my art streams. I could probably do a couple of comic streams in the future. Mostly for not quite somewhere else, but possibly also for In Harmony, because In Harmony currently, with the pages I'm drawing, are there's like a bit of a lull. It's just a lot of talking, and then like there's gonna be some other stuff that's happening that I would like to not stream. So I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I'll do like, because I know people like, the only reason I don't want to do this is because I don't have enough people on my Patreon to like justify doing this, but like I could like make comic streams a like Patreon only thing. The only problem is there's only one person on my Patreon. And like don't make it seem like don't like I'm not 100% committed to just that yet, so don't think you have to join the Patreon to watch me draw comics, because that's not happening anytime soon. But it's something that I'm considering, because the patrons get, like, here's my thing, is people who subscribe to my Patreon at $5 and above will get early access to In Harmony stuff, well as people who are on the $2 and above tier, they get concept art for a project I'm going to be starting after Not Quite Somewhere Else is over. It is not a Shendo. A Shendo needs to cook for a long time. This one's going to be a much shorter project. It's going to be like creating time-wise maybe about as long as it was supposed to take me to do Not Quite Somewhere Else, because honestly, if I did have to go for Not Quite Somewhere Else, we could have finished like the current arc we just started this year. That's probably going to be a next year thing, and then we would have another year for the arc after that, which would lead into like the end of the story. And give it like the ending that comic deserves. On the other hand, though, it kind of lines up to like, I think it'll line up like with the end of the Magnus Protocol, which I think is the funniest part about that in general. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Like I've been through so much with that comic. It's been like 4 years. The longest I have ever worked on a project, which is to me very insane. It's for a piece of media that isn't even like something I made. But I mean, In Harmony is also getting its 2-year anniversary this year, and I was actually thinking for In Harmony's 2-year anniversary to go ahead and do it with do something what I'm doing with like the August video, and making a video about my like the characters who at that point would currently be introduced in Harmony. So that would be Pacific, Meredith, Ingrid, Joel, Nemesis, Seamus, Jules, and then it would also include Deb, Simon, and Carl. And then that would be it for like all the major characters who are in the comic currently. And because then that way next year I could do like another one, because I think next year we'll get into like chapter 5. Well, no, it wouldn't be for next year then, because we'll be like chapter 4 won't finish until next year. That I'm really certain of. So we would start chapter 5, and then chapter 5 would probably be finished like either at the beginning of the year after that, or like at the end of next year, maybe. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't even know how many pages chapter 4 is gonna be. I'm making the assumption that like these chapters are gonna be as long as chapter 2 was, because chapter 2 is still the longest chapter of the comic by far. But I don't know. You can't really predict for these things, and that also like is determined on like how long of a hiatus I end up taking between chapters. Like, I didn't take much. I took like a 1 week break between chapters 1 and chapter 2, and then chapter 2 to chapter 3 had like a 1.5 month break, and then chapter 4 is gonna have like a month break. So. We'll have to see. I'm very excited to play more video games though. But it was just something I was thinking about. I would like to do more stuff with the Patreon. Like one day I would love to do a mail club. I think it looks so much fun to like design merch every month for like characters, and then like people being like, I want art of your characters. I mean, like, you like my characters enough that you want art of them. So good. Because I like people's characters enough that I want art of them. I put my hoodie on, now I'm getting too hot. Hold on, I need to take this off. My desk has it where my back is like right to the AC, which can be so nice when it's like super hot or super cold out. But it sucks because sometimes I'll get really hot, and so then I have to take the hoodie off, but then I get really cold and I have to put the hoodie back on. What part of having your back to your AC, or the part about of people wanting art of your own OCs? Oh, I mean, I think it would be cool. It's like, you know, like I'm spending time drawing this comic with these characters who I love, and then having other people love my characters enough that they also want art of my characters. Hi, welcome in. We are drawing characters for probably gonna be like another half-ish hour, another 40 minutes. I do want to hop off stream before my mom gets home because I don't want to have to like have the dogs yelling and screaming in the background. Another reason why I said I don't think I'm gonna finish this one before stream, but I mean we still got some time, so we're good. But this is the character we're drawing. This is my sister's character, but she's downstairs, so shh. Trying to figure out how this part goes out of the hair. I think this is supposed to be a brain. But, what else? What else? What was I talking about? Yeah, and I just think it's cool. It'd also be really fun to, like, make little merch ideas up for my characters. It's just that stuff takes time and money, so it's like, you know, if there's no demand for it, then you're just throwing money at nothing, so... The unfortunate part of being an artist who really wants to make OC merch of their Blorbos. Ah, nice. Well, that's exactly what we're doing now, is I'm drawing another attack. I had just finished one earlier. This one is my second one that I'm getting done on stream, because I am definitely, I'm definitely not gonna be able to finish this one. This is the, full character design. Very cute, very seen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, that's why I like, I'm actually going to, like, watching Star streams with, like, her video game stuff, but I really like her art streams just because it's, like, and, like, I noticed this too, because I was going to other artists' streams, like, the other artist whose streams I watch, is June, whenever they're, like, streaming, which is not often, at least publicly, from what I understand. I know they stream on their Patreon, but also, Four Leaf Island. And I just like listening to artists talk while I'm drawing and they're drawing, and it's just really fun. It's like drawing in a room with your friends. Yay! I mean, I literally titled this stream with "Let's Draw Together," so not like the stream title, but like when I posted on like some of the websites I posted, like the like call for like people coming on. Like, I think it's fun. I think it's fun to draw with other people around. As long as nobody's like looking over my shoulder trying to see everything I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know if they're like for like people who talk a lot in it or like I don't know what they're for. Oh, so it's like for the most active stream members? Gotcha. Hey babe, you're my #1 fan. You're my #1 fan on YouTube. How does that make you feel? All those number of times that you've counted my death count on Catherine is really paying off. God, I have to play that again. I do want to do the route where you get with Catherine with a C instead of Catherine with a K. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you guys should go watch my my Let's Play of Catherine. It's very good. Very good game. It's so funny speaking of Catherine because TikTok keeps recommending me like this guy who's like currently doing a Let's Play of Catherine Full Body. And they're like, hey, do you want to watch this live? And I would be like, yeah, well, I'm not at like, maybe when I'm not at like a 30-minute break at work. But thanks, TikTok. You certainly know how to give me the right things at the wrong time. Yeah, you were the one that that convinced me to get the game. You were like, it's on sale, and I was like, well, I guess I was already going to go buy mouthwashing, so. That's also another game that I recently streamed was mouthwashing. I wish I was using TikTok less, but unfortunately I get bored easy. Whoops. Scars across the wrong boob. Yeah, a lot of the songs on this playlist. This is Star's playlist. Here, hold on. Star basically I asked Star, I was like, I really like your playlist, and she was like, here it is, if you want to make your own stream playlist, just take songs from it and put it on your own playlist. So like currently I'm listening to her playlist, but sometimes I'll listen to like the playlist I made with songs that I took from it. But also I am putting other songs in there that are not YouTube demonetizable. Not that my videos on YouTube are monetized in any way, because they're not, but when the day comes and YouTube decides that I deserve YouTube money, then they could become demonetizable. I do know Ghost. I've listened to Ghost before. Their music's good. Not my favorite, but I like it. Most of the music I've been listening to, mostly Epic the Musical, to be honest. But also Lord Huron, because the new album came out recently. And it's so good, guys. It's such a good album. It's so good. It's like, because they had their previous one, I forgot the name of it, but the one that they last came out with was alright. It was okay. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't, like, great. And then this one, they just went like, hey, what if we took Strange Trails and we took the vibes of Strange Trails, and then we also mixed it with the vibes of Bidet Noir. And I'm like, I owe you guys my life. This is exactly like what I needed this July. Save me, Lord Huron. That, and then also Yay Loker. I love Yay Loker stuff. I'm actually going to see them in October, so I'm very excited for that. But also they're doing a bunch of stuff, and then apparently they're releasing their Songs of Origin for Peregrine, and so I'm hoping that maybe also Kingsley will get their Song of Origin, and if they are, I'll be very happy about it, because then we'll have all the kids' songs. All of their songs, because they were like updating their stuff, and they were like turned Songs of Origin into like a single, and then they did the whole thing with like Clemmy and Cole recently, and then apparently they had like another show that was like a mini show they did, and in it they announced they were releasing Peregrine's song next, and so I'm like, I need it. They're my favorite member of the Lark. Please give it to me. No, I've watched the first 2 seasons of the first one, but I have not watched the newest one, and I haven't finished the other one. There's some stuff, and I heard that happens in like season 3 of the like original Castlevania anime that I honestly don't really want to watch, so I haven't went out of my way to go watch it. So there's that. The only things I have been really watching recently is stuff I've been watching with my friends. So like recently we just finished Undead Unluck, which that anime is a fucking roller coaster. Because here's the thing about Undead Unluck, is it starts off with like the most gooner ass plot. It's like, oh, guy meets suicidal girl. He can't die. She's super unlucky, and she accidentally killed her family, because of how unlucky she is. You know what is the perfect solution for a guy who can't die but wants to die, and a girl who is super unlucky and, can accidentally kill people that she cares about if she touches them? Hey, what if guy tries seducing girl for sole purpose of dying? That's his logic. And then it goes to, hey, yeah, what if we go ahead and we try to kill God because God loves fucking with us, and fuck that guy. And it gets so good. So unnecessarily good. And it's like, that was like, this plot starts off so like the kind of thing I would not want to watch. And then my friend was like, you gotta give it a moment, give it a second. And then you get to episode 2 and it's like, oh, so it's that kind of show. And then they'll go like one hand of just being like, yeah, I'm going to be like stupidly romantic, but you're going to also have the like underlying knowledge that this guy is doing this, trying to seduce this girl specifically because he is hoping that maybe she will like him enough that he will die. And then it goes to, oh yeah, the youngest member of this like team of people who are trying to kill God because God loves fucking with people, she basically killed her whole village when she was 6 when her superpowers came into effect. And she gets adopted by this guy and finds a will to live because this guy saves her from being basically treated like an object. And it's like, this show has no reason to be so good. You can't just start off your plot with like this show, like sometimes it's just like, why is this written like this? And then other times it's like, hey, actually the author just probably really wanted to write a romance anime and was just not allowed to. And it's so unfair because if this was a show that I was told to watch on my own and I did, I would have stopped after the first episode. Because like I watched the first episode with my friends and I was like, I don't know if I like this because this kind of sucks. And then you get to episode 2 and it's like, okay, this is going somewhere better. And then by like the end of like the first half of the first half of this first season, you're like, what the fuck? This show is so good. It's so good. It has no right to be this good, but it is. And now I'm just like, the manga is finished. The manga is finished, and my friend is just like, please go read the manga. And I'm like, I do want to go read the manga. I will let you guys know when I go read the manga. I just don't have both the time or the motivation to go out my way to read the manga right now. But I'm going to, eventually. Yeah, I know, right? It's like one of those things where it's just like, this has no right to be good. This is very good. And of course I still have to read the manga for Dungeon Meshi because we finished season 1 of that, and that one is also very good. Fucking love Dungeon Meshi. What else? But we're also watching through the Owl House. Don't bother being like, but the stuff that's happening, oh, you can't wait. I know all the spoilers. I know everything that happens in the Owl House. Everything that I have somehow not been spoiled about has been like super minor shit. I know everything that happens in the Owl House at this point. But we're watching through that. And we're also watching JoJo's Part 5. And then we're about to start Apothecary Diaries tonight. Which I've seen clips of that one on TikTok, but that's really it. The one big criticism I do have of Undead Unluck, other than like the beginning of the show starts off with like that weird plotline, is and this is probably not so much of an issue of a show that that updates once a week, but like since we were watching, like we caught up with the show long after the first season ended, it does this thing where it will recap things constantly. It will have like long moments where it'll recap something, and like it's like one of those things where you could jokingly be like, oh, they had to pad it out for time because of the budget. And so I'm hoping for season 2, if they do get a season 2, and I'm hoping they get a season 2, that they'll get 1, bigger budget, and 2, not do this again. But they love to recap shit, and it's like, like I said, if you're watching this on a weekly basis, it probably wouldn't be as bad. But if you're watching this like watching a couple episodes at a time or like binging through it, it's like you can notice it. It's so bad. But other than that, the show's peak. Drink some more. No, I'm a Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss hater, and I'm not going to elaborate more than that because I know people like the show, and I don't want to make it seem like that I hate it that people like the show. I just personally do not enjoy it. I will not elaborate. My gripes with Has-Been Hotel, other than like the writing gripes with some of the stuff that I do know about, because here's the thing, is like I don't watch Has-Been Hotel and I don't watch Hell of a Boss. I do watch clips of it when I see it online sometimes. I have seen a couple of the shorts because people have posted the full like shorts on TikTok and I would watch them. I will say though that Emberlyn one was probably the funniest thing they have ever written, and that's it. But like, I mean, my issue with like, there's a bunch of writing issue stuff with Has-Been that could be like its whole video, and the thing is that everybody's already made videos talking about my gripes with Has-Been Hotel that I just don't need to add into an echo chamber for cheap clicks and views. No, I think the funniest thing, I still think the funniest Has-Been thing with that I've gotten is my character Blanche, who actually I'm not gonna pull it up yet, not quite yet. But listen, so I have a character named Blanche. She's a character in Harmony. She doesn't have a like official she doesn't have like an official introduction yet. She's been mentioned like once in the comic, and that's it. But I did something with her on TikTok. I forgot what it was, but I think I like posted like a video, or I posted like a I either posted like a video or something of her. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I posted something with her, and I get a comment on TikTok, and I remember this is specifically from TikTok, I think. Oh, I remember what it was. Is I made this video that was just like, which of these characters are the villain. I made a version. It was like for a meme, and I made a version with like my in Harmony characters, and I put a bunch of like the adult characters who are not from the main cast in this, and so I was like, well, these guys are going to have either mentions or like may show up in some way in season 1 of In Harmony. Like I specifically made it like a season 1 of In Harmony thing. Spoiler alert for that one, the answer was none of them, but I didn't also want to put the actual antagonist on that for season 1. The season 1 antagonist, each season has its own main antagonist, but, somebody saw Blanche, and I got a comment from them, where they were like, wow, she looks just like Alistair. Do you guys want to see? I know Judy and Joe have seen her, but do you want to see what Blanche looks like? Do you want to know what Blanche looks like? Guys, I present to you Alistair from Has-Been Hotel. Notorious character from Has-Been Hotel. Alistair. Joe, no. You shut your mouth. You stop typing right now. Don't you fucking do it. Exactly. I got that comment. And I was like, so, and here's the other thing. is I had found around that time. So it was like one of those things that kind of like lined up perfectly. I had saw this like video meme that was like I've done it before. I've done it before. It's on my channel, but basically it's like if you find a TikTok short on my channel using Hamilton music, that's the video I'm talking about. But basically the idea with the video that with this meme was that like you take a bunch of characters that have like that get like constantly compared by like popular character media. So like for example, my character Meredith always gets compared to like Jerry from the Magnus Archives, specifically because they both look like punks. Like Meredith isn't even goth. Meredith is a punk, but whatever. And I saw that meme like not that same day, but like around that same time. Rosie from Has-Been? I think I know which character you're talking about, and I still disagree. I don't think she looks like anybody from Has-Been. Color palette wise, maybe. But but yeah, no, so but like I had seen this meme, and I was like, oh, I had seen this meme, and I was like, oh man, this will be really fun to do, but I've never gotten like any kind of comparisons from people that could do the last bit, because the last bit is specifically supposed to be you making a you making like the last image about like the most outrageous take of like somebody being like, this is who my character has been compared to. And I just didn't have that because a lot of them were like what a lot of them were like, okay, well if you didn't know anything about the character, like on site you could agree. And then I get that comment of, wow, Blanche looks exactly like Alistair. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? She looks nothing like him. Like, actually, here's one thing that's, like, here's actually the funnier thing. Is that, like, visually, no similarities to Alistair. Personality, maybe you could argue that. Possibly. Because she's got a very, like, sunny, bright personality. Who also, like, talks like a true crime podcast hostess. And she has, like, a thing with radio. But that is, like, so surface level of her character. And I think she seemed, and like, if anything, if she was a Has-Been Hotel character, to me she would seem more like a radio demon than Alistair is. Because I don't know if this guy fucking does anything with radio. I've never seen Has-Been Hotel. I just know that everybody complains about him all the time. Like, everybody in the Has-Been Hotel fandom is either like, I hate Alistair and I need him dead on the ground right now, or they're like, I love him and I want him in my bed. It is one or the other, and I don't know anything about this fucking show to understand why somebody had the gall to be like, wow, your OC is just like Alistair. Oh goodness. It's so funny. Oh, but yeah, no, I was thinking about that earlier today because that also happened to another person I know who, I was watching, like, Star's VOD, and in her VOD she was talking about, like, how she had somebody compare her VTuber to Alistair and was like, your VTuber looks just like Alistair. And I was like, the only thing they have in common is that they're red. Oh, I forgot the necklace. I have to go do that. I was like, that's the only thing that these two characters have in common is the fucking color red. It's so bullshit. It's red. Listen, when deciding an OC for now on, if it's red, it's Alistair from Has-Been Hotel, and I don't make the rules, I'm sorry. Also, if they wear a suit, they're Has-Been Hotel. The letter R, the letter E, the letter D, all Alistair. I'm sorry, but like Boosie Pop has claimed the color red for Alistair. But yeah, no, it's so funny. It is so funny to me. And like I don't like on one hand I'm like constant comparisons of my OCs to characters, like I hate it. I had to like mute videos in the past because every single comment was somebody being like this is just like this thing from this thing, this is just like this thing from this thing, this is just like this thing from this thing. And like a lot of the times it was very like surface level stuff. Like when I made my Hell's Coming With Me video, everybody was like, this is just like Old Gods of Appalachia. And I'm like, specifically what part? Like, I listen to Old Gods of Appalachia, and I hope that what I write isn't specifically like Old Gods of Appalachia. All things considering, the most modern at this point that the show has ever gotten has been the current arc that they're on, which I think takes place in 1991. They were like, this is just like Old Gods of Appalachia. And then like another one was like, I was getting was like a lot of like, oh my god, the color orange with eyeballs, that means this is Amphibia. And I was like, it's not though! God, you see an orange eyeball and all of a sudden it's Amphibia. It's not! This is a guy in a coal mine with an eldritch god. And I also had people getting mad at me because they were like, excuse me, but God wouldn't die from dynamite. And I'm like, you guys don't have, like, I know it's just people trying to get mad on the internet, but I was like, you guys have, like, no sense of whimsy whatsoever. But yeah, it's really annoying. Fucking Alistair. Somebody was talking about, like, the boss baby syndrome, and I proposed the Alistair thingamajig. I mean, I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna go looking at channel stuff in the middle of streaming though, because I actually do have to end the stream very soon anyway, because I got to go. I want to get off stream before my mom gets home. Which honestly, let me fix this, because I might just end stream here then, because I just realized it's 4:40 and I don't want to have to deal with my dogs and having to pause the stream and all that jazz when my mom gets home, because I know she gets off at 4:30 and she's probably almost home, so. Ugh. Well, this is why I got done with this one. I'll probably be done with this later tonight, so I'm gonna end stream here. Thank you for watching. I will probably not be streaming another stream before our fight is over, but hopefully the next stream I do will either be another art stream of some kind, or I will start playing South of Midnight. I will figure that out when I get there. But yeah, that's it.